used to chase the daylight, I used to chase the miles. Now the winter's in my body and the road has lost its smile.
So, welcome back, my silver-caned strategists of survival, my driftwood defenders of the pavement, my collapsible staff connoisseurs of urban evasion. Hobo Yeti here from the bramble-choked median behind the city bus depot, camouflaged in flannel and plotting my next graceful escape from Clipboard patrols. Tonight, we descend into the world where orthopedic necessity meets improvised menace, the do-it-yourself walking stick arsenal. Because out here, a cane isn't just for dignity, it's a blunt proclamation of intent, a passport through unfriendly territory, and on certain evenings, the only thing standing between you and a Darwin Award. Let's talk stick upgrades. From maple wands to aluminum rods disguised as geriatric accessories, these are the tools that make limping look like a tactical maneuver and turn mild-mannered retirees into legends of the sidewalk perimeter. 1. The classic hickory bludgeon. If you've ever wanted to channel your inner druid while also giving Clipboard patrols second thoughts, the hickory bludgeon is the gold standard. It looks innocent, a branch, maybe, or a sentimental walking stick from the old days, but when sanded smooth, fire-hardened, and reinforced with a brass dog collar or 3, this stick can knock the optimism out of most would-be threats. Bonus, hickory is naturally splinter-resistant, which means you won't be picking wooden shrapnel out of your hand at 2 a.m. The best defense is one that doubles as a prop in your imaginary one-man Shakespeare show. 2. Aluminum pipe, from plumbing to pugilism. Nothing says, I'm here to power walk and survive, like a section of lightweight aluminum tubing, capped at both ends, and discreetly wrapped in tennis grip tape. Not only is it lighter than the average existential crisis, but if you accidentally drop it during a tense situation, it sounds like a warning bell on a submarine. Drill out the bottom, stuff it with quarters or washers, and you've got both ballast and, in a pinch, the world's saddest piggy bank. Just be sure to practice your innocent smile for the rare security guard who actually pays attention. 3. Collapsible cane, retractable regret. Don't underestimate the power of a device designed for airport security lines and post-op knees. Collapsible canes are the Swiss Army knives of mobility tools, extendable for high drama, compact for tight escapes, and utterly baffling for anyone who's never assembled IKEA furniture. Sure, they sometimes collapse when you don't want them to, but that's just camouflage. 1 second you're an unassuming senior citizen, the next you're reenacting a scene from a budget kung fu movie. In the hands of the prepared, this is less medical aid and more plot twist. 4. Pool cue, hustler's scepter. Find one abandoned behind a bar or liberated from the depths of a garage sale, and you've got yourself a weapon with lineage. Pool cues are sleek, tapered, and can be carried with the self-assurance of someone who has hustled both 8-ball and trouble. Sand down the edges, stain it for that aged patina, and you'll look less like you wandered out of a nursing home and more like you just left a noir film set. If anyone asks why you're carrying it, mumble something about geometry practice and keep moving. 5. PVC pipe with gravel core, the rattle and snap special. Light, durable, and unnervingly customizable, the PVC pipe is for the do-it-yourselfer who likes their defense with a side of auditory intimidation. Fill it with gravel, cap both ends, and every step you take will sound like impending doom in a plastic sheath. Is it subtle? Absolutely not. But subtlety is overrated when you're alone in a dim parking lot and someone's got bad intentions. Plus, the sound is an early warning for nearby raccoons who will almost certainly outnumber you by dawn. 6. Fashion statement. Painted and wrapped wands. Your cane doesn't need to look like a weapon to be one. Try wrapping it in neon duct tape, vintage bandanas, or a snake-patterned bike grip. Paint "Not Today Satan" in cryptic runes down the shaft. The best defense is a little confusion. If they're laughing at your stick, they're not noticing the solid core you slipped inside. Plus, it doubles as a conversation starter with the rare human who's both friendly and illiterate in threat assessment. 7. Hidden spike, a cautionary tale. There's always someone who goes too far, filed metal, retractable tips, the whole assassin in a cardigan fantasy. Just remember, most security guards, and a surprising number of bored teenagers, are wise to this trick. If you must, go for subtle, a metal tip for mud and ice, useful for terrain, and in a pinch, for discouraging unwanted close talkers. Remember, plausible deniability keeps you out of the news and in the bush. 8. Tactical flashlight cane, see and be feared. Combine the dignity of age with the power of blinding LED, and you've got the tactical flashlight cane. Press a button, illuminate your escape, or disorient a clipboard-wielding foe mid-trespass. The battery compartment doubles as storage for emergency aspirin, tiny notes to yourself, or the secret ingredient for your next bad idea. Nighttime navigation and self-defense, together at last, like peanut butter and existential dread. 9. Paracord wraps, survival in a spiral. Not every upgrade needs to be dramatic. Wrap a few feet of paracord around the shaft, useful for everything from tying off tarps to fashioning a splint for that inevitable trip over your own stick incident. It adds grip, style, and a faint air of preparedness. Plus, if you're ever held up by someone demanding rope, you'll have the most ironically delivered ransom note in history. 10. The decoy cane, fool them all. Sometimes the best weapon is one nobody sees coming. Hollow out the shaft to hide emergency cash, a map, or a candy bar for low blood sugar emergencies. Maybe glue a fake flower to the end. Or hide a whistle in the handle for when you need to summon help, or summon raccoons. The decoy cane is for the survivor who knows that camouflage isn't just about leaves. It's about deception, distraction, and the eternal hope that nobody's watching too closely. 11. The rainstick. Mood music meets mayhem. For those who crave a little ambiance with their intimidation, consider the humble rainstick, hollow, filled with pebbles or beans, and designed to sound like a gentle monsoon every time you turn it. It's soothing, hypnotic, and just mystical enough to make would-be antagonists second-guess you approaching. But don't be fooled by the zen. Weighted correctly, a rainstick has enough heft to serve as a last-resort persuader if negotiations go from meditative to menacing. There's nothing quite like defending your territory while summoning the storm. Sometimes survival is just a matter of setting the right mood. When all's limped and done, the humble walking stick is far more than a mobility aid. It's a quiet challenge to the world's assumptions. It's a disguise, a declaration, and sometimes a bludgeon disguised as dignity. Out here, every stick is a story. Some whittled in boredom, some born in panic, some painted with runes because the clipboard patrols hate art. What starts as orthopedic necessity becomes a statement of resistance, a piece of camouflage, or, on rainy nights, a percussion instrument for the survival orchestra. Remember, in the grand parade of civilization, it's the walker with the weirdest cane who usually gets to pick their seat. Carry your staff with swagger, your head on a swivel, and let them wonder whether you're a folk hero or just lost in the parking lot. I hope your road is a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. And remember, if your stick rattles, you're either creative or about to become a local legend. Take care.